If you've been a poker fan for a while, you've probably heard of Eli Elezra, an Israeli-born businessman and poker player who used to appear on almost every poker show. Ellie has always been a player that everyone wanted around, from TV producers and fellow pros to spectators sitting in front of their TV sets. He is always mild-mannered and in the mood to make a joke, but would you believe that Israeli poker pro Eli Elezra had gotten himself involved in a scandal just as his book, Pulling the Trigger, was about to be released? Elezra appeared to have failed to repay several large loans, and when he headed to the 2+2 forums to market his book, the bullets came showering on him. That's right, we'll get into that later. First, let's get to know the poker player himself. Eliyahu Eli Elezra was born November 24, 1960 in Jerusalem. He joined the Israeli Defense Forces as a young adult and got in trouble for disobeying military instructions. He wanted to join the army as a commando, but leaders referred him to the Air Force, which he declined. As a return for sticking up for himself, he spent 3 weeks in jail before being given his dream to become a commando. He served in the Lebanon War, but was released in 1982 due to an injury. While healing, he discovered poker and began playing live games throughout Israel. Elezra first came to Alaska in search of huge money for a hard and dirty job, specifically dissecting salmon. Elezra later worked as a taxi driver before buying and operating a convenience shop. However, he was aiming for other things in his life. It was in the United States that he started to play poker with his friends and colleagues. Elezra relocated to Las Vegas in 1988 with his sister and brother-in-law to capitalize on the city that never sleeps numerous business prospects. After buying a modest film processing business on the famous Las Vegas Strip, he started playing poker at the neighboring Stardust Casino. Elezra continued to invest in commercial property and initiated new businesses. He currently owns a huge number of more than 20 retail enterprises in Las Vegas. And this was the start of something great in his life. While expanding his business empire, Elezra began playing poker more actively, and by the late 1990s, he was a regular in local tournaments. Then, in his first World Series of Poker debut in 1999, he reached the final table in both the $2,000 Limit Hold'em and $2,500 Limit Omaha events. Elezra built on his previous triumphs, reaching the final table of the 2001 WSOP $2,000 Limit Hold'em event and finishing ninth in a 2003 $2,500 Limit Hold'em tournament. In 2004, an Israeli film crew chronicled Elezra's journey through the WSOP main event, where he finished 170th. Even now, Elezra wonders what might have occurred if he hadn't folded pocket nines to Greg Raymer's pre-flop 3-bet with AK. The flop would have awarded Elezra a set, but Raymer won the tournament. Despite his displeasure, Elezra went on to win his greatest prize of the year, an impressive $1 million in the WPT's $10,000 No Limit Hold'em main event at the Mirage. But that was not it. Elezra earned his 3 WSOP bracelets in the 2007 $3,000 World Championship 7-card stud, high-low, 2013 $2,500, 2i7 triple draw lowball, limited, and 2015 $1,500 7-card stud. Elezra's confidence contributed significantly to his success. In fact, at the 2007 World Series of Poker, he put forth an insane $25,000 against Barry Greenstein with 10-to-1 odds on winning a bracelet. And he did exactly that. Ellie's most recent success came forward in 2022 when he won the $10,000 PLO HL8 or better championship for the second largest prize of a massive amount of $611K. He has 76 cashes totaling an impressive $3.3 million in the WSOP, besides his extraordinary win of $250,000 that was seen in 2007. He also won the $3,007 card stud HL8 or better bracelet for just under $200,000 and earned another figure of a sum as huge as $250,000. However, there was something big gonna take place in his life that even Elezra didn't see coming. What was that? Before we reveal that, make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel for more poker content. So it was the time when Eli Elezra became a television star. That's when he thought to change the course of things just a little. In addition to tournaments and cash games, Elezra made frequent appearances on high-stakes poker and poker after dark. He He once fondly recalled the beginnings of high-stakes poker, when he and poker legends Chip Reese, Gus Hansen, Phil Ivey, Barry Greenstein, and Doyle Brunson were contacted in Bellagio's Bobby's Room by poker pro-turned-producer Maury Escandani, who wanted to televise their weekly game. About that encounter, Elezra said, "In my wildest dreams, I never could have imagined that it would make me as famous as I am." High Stakes Poker aired for 7 seasons and drew many more well-known poker players. Escandani also created a poker series, a successful and ongoing journey into the realm of high-stakes poker. Elezra is accurately described as a legend. He still plays poker practically every day, but he also manages his enterprises and spends valuable time with his family. Indeed, Elezra does not consider himself a poker pro. He readily admits that he is first and foremost a family man, then a great businessman, and last a poker player. Elezra refers to his wife Hila as his biggest supporter, with whom he has 5 children. Hila frequently sits behind him during tournaments when they discuss lost hands, in Hebrew of course. However, things took a drastic and an unexpected turn when Elezra penned down his book back in 2019. Ellie finished writing his autobiography in 2017, and it was released in the United States in 2019 under the title Pulling the Trigger. The book appeared to be interesting, especially for followers of the Israeli player, because it went well beyond Elezra's poker career. In the book, Ellie shed light on his childhood, his time in the war, his tribulations in Alaska, and how he eventually made it into the high-stakes poker world. Looking to promote his book, Elezra started a topic on 2+2, the largest poker community owned by the firm that published his autobiography in the United States. The thread was designed to allow everyone to ask Ellie any questions they desired answers to. But things rapidly went ugly, and the thread was erased. Why? Numerous renowned poker pros came out of the woodwork, accusing Ellie of failing to pay his obligations. Abe Mosseri and Cole South were the first to publicly criticize Elezra, but allegations soon spread that he owed a large sum of money to a variety of people. Ellie denied the charges, but they quickly circulated across the internet. Sean Deeb also spoke forward, stating that Elezra owed him money. According to Sean, Ellie took cash from him and for a while paid it back in installments before stopping totally. It didn't look good, especially in light of his book. But Elezra stayed firm, insisting that he has always paid his debts. In fact, he went so far as to claim that he was owed an amount approximately as big as $2 million. But he would never publicly admit it. What made him do that was basically the fact that any loans made between players are their private business and should not be subject to public scrutiny. The aftermath had a tremendous impact on Elezra's career and personal connections. In the poker game, networking and contacts are essential for obtaining opportunities and support. Elezra became isolated and excluded from specific circles and events after losing the trust and friendship of his fellow players. Furthermore, the stigma of being perceived as untrustworthy or unreliable had a long-term influence on his career prospects. All of the controversy presumably caused Elezra to step away from the world's eye for a while, which could explain why we haven't seen a lot of him in the past few years. He had no live tournament cashes since the 2019 WSOP, which appeared as if he had been avoiding crowds at least a little. Eli Elezra lost many poker pals after publishing his book as a result of perceived misrepresentation, money disagreements, breach of confidentiality, and a breakdown in communication. Because of the poker world's close-knit character, where trust and reputation are crucial, these flaws had far-reaching and long-term implications. Elezra's tale exemplifies the intricacies and challenges of balancing personal and professional relationships in a community founded on trust and mutual respect. Let us know what your thoughts are on this in the comments below. See you in the next one.